Hare Krishna, welcome to Ved Sathi. My name is Sachi. Today we are going to present the part 2 of the topic, the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. In part 1, we covered chapters from 1 to 6, Karma Yoga. And today in part 2, we are going to cover chapters 7 to 12, Bhakti Yoga. In chapter 6, the last verse of chapter 6, Krishna says that Bhakti is the highest form of yoga. So from chapter 7 onwards, Krishna describes Bhakti Yoga elaborately. Chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute. So here in this specific chapter, Krishna's material and spiritual energies are described. And what is the only way to quickly overcome the illusory energy Maya? 4 types of pious people who worship Krishna, 4 types of impious people who do not worship Krishna. And then demigod worship and impersonalism are described. Next, who is able to perform determined bhakti? That is described here in this chapter 7. Next, chapter 8, attaining the supreme. Here Arjuna asks certain questions about Brahma, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhut, Adhidev, Adhiyagya, Prayan Kal. So all these questions are answered by Lord Krishna. And next topic covered here is remembering Krishna at the time of death. Then Yog Mishra Bhakti, Shat Chakra Yoga, and Pure Bhakti. Then comparison between material and spiritual worlds is provided. And 2 ways of leaving the body, the path of light and the path of darkness. Next topic covered here is supreme position of bhakti. After explaining the supreme position of bhakti, in chapter 9, that most confidential knowledge, Krishna describes how to attain that. So here in chapter 9, that is the most confidential knowledge. The knowledge of pure bhakti is described. And what are the real qualifications of an individual to receive the knowledge of pure bhakti and realization of Krishna? And then Aishwarya Gyan, Krishna's inconceivable relationship with this material world. This is defined. Next, non-worshippers and worshippers. Comparing demigod worshippers and devotees of Krishna. What are the different destinations one attains based on the type of worship? And last, the glories of Krishna Bhakti. So all these topics are described here in chapter 9. Chapter 10, the opulence of the absolute. In this specific chapter, Krishna describes his opulences on which one can fix his mind and remember him. This specific chapter begins with the knowledge that Krishna is the source of everything. And then there are 4 verses in this specific chapter which are referred to as Chatur Shloki Gita because they provide the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So those shlokas are covered here. And then Arjuna accepts Krishna's supreme position. And Krishna describes his opulences, that is vibhutis, to Arjuna. And these opulences basically that Krishna describes are just a spark of his splendor. And then it is explained that Krishna is all-pervading super soul in the cosmos. So these are the topics of chapter 10. When Krishna explains in chapter 10 that he pervades and supports the entire universe, then Arjuna desires to see that all-pervasive universal form of Krishna. So chapter 11, the universal form. Here Arjuna requests Krishna to show his universal form. The Vishwarup of universal form of Krishna consists of everything within the universe. Arjuna's realization upon seeing the Vishwarup are presented here. And then Arjuna's description of the Kal Rup, the form of time, is explained. Then Krishna instructs Arjuna to become an instrument in his plan. Arjuna offers prayers to Krishna, and then Arjuna requests Krishna to manifest his 2-handed pleasing form. And then it is explained that only pure devotees can see Krishna's form. In chapter 11, Krishna established the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga. unto his personal form. So, in chapter 12, first verse, Arjuna inquires about personalists and impersonalists. So, chapter 12 is devotional service. Here it is explained that devotional service is highest of all spiritual paths. Krishna explains personalist versus impersonalists and what are the various progressive levels of bhakti, so that people at various stages can connect with Krishna. Also, qualities that endear one to Krishna are explained in this specific chapter. This was a quick glance of chapters 7 to 12, which cover the Bhakti Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita. Next topic will be part 3, where we are going to cover chapters 13 to 18, Gyan Yoga. We close this session for today and we dedicate this video to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.